Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to you guys. So today we'll just go through our third topic, which is the Malaysian Occupational Safety, Health and Environmental Laws. So this topic will be talking more about the OSHA's 1994 Acts and some other acts. So lebih macam more like law stuff lah. So okay, bear with me in these few minutes punya videos. Uh, so we begin with the content. So this is the content, the main content of this topic. We go through who is the organizational bodies or the agencies related to the OSHAs, and we also look into the regulation of the OSHA 1994. Then we go through the Factory and Machinery Act 1967, the regulations, and also finally we'll go through the Environmental Quality Act 1974. Okay, basically before we go further, we just look into who are the organizational or the bodies which are involved related to the OSHA's environmental management. The first one we have Ministry of Human Resource. The second one we have Department of Safety, Health and Environment. And then we have the National Council of Occupational Safety and Health as the advisor. And then we have National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, or what you call as NIOSH, as the training and the educators. The Fire or the Rescue Department, which is Bomber, Sirim Berhad, Ministry of Health, SOCSO, or the Social Security Organization, and we also have the Construction Industry Development Board, Malaysia. Okay, now we go through the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So this act basically provides a detailed, a comprehensive system of law on how to deal with OSH of employees at workplace in organizations. So to the link there, you just copy and paste, and it covers the employer, employee, the SHO, and the SHC. Okay, it is applicable to the 10 main industries, which include manufacturing, mining and quarrying, construction, agriculture, forestry and fishing, utilities, electricity, gas, water and sanitary services, transport, storage and communication, wholesale and retail trades, hotels and restaurants included, finance, insurance, real estate and business services, public services and statutory authorities. So these are all the 10 industries which are governed by the OSH Act 1994. And there are basically three or two sector which does not apply to the OSH Act, which is first we have military and armed forces, and second way is the onboard ships or moving vessels in the international waters, kapal-kapal semua. The IMO, International Maritime Ordinance, the Machine Shipping Ordinance are the one that they use for their for ships lah. Undang-undang yang govern di marine punya law adalah tu yang dua, the IMO Ordinance and the Machine Shipping Ordinance. Okay, now we just go through the document. Kalau you nak tengok the full document is actually in this page. So you can download, and this is the example of the documents. So they have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 sampai ni part XV So we will go through the content, the summary of the content. Kalau you nak go through, you can explore yourself later on. So secara ringkasnya, we have section 1, short and title. Section 3 we have interpretation of the terms. Section 4 we have objective of the act. And then we have section 15, the general duties of employers and self-employed person to the employees. The duty to formulate safety and health policy. Section 17, general duties of employers and self-employed person to person other than their employees. Yang ke-24, section 24 ialah general duties of pekerja di tempat kerja. Section 29, the safety and health officer. Section 30, the establishment of safety and health committee at place of work. And the last one is the section 31, which cover the functions of safety and health committee. So objective of the act, objektif dia apa? Ada 4 tu, which is first, to secure the SHW of persons at work against risk to safety and health arising out of the activities of the persons or persons at work. The next one is to protect persons at a place of work other than person at work against risks. And then the objective of the act is to promote an occupational environment for persons adapted to physiological and psychological needs. And the final objective of this act is to provide the means whereby the OSH legislation may be progressively replaced by a system of procedures and codes of practices. And then we go through this section 15, which is the general duties of employers and self-employed person to the employees. So siapa dia orang tu, which is kita ada principal employers and kita ada immediate employers. So contoh macam principal employer, we have owner, person who give, which sign the contract of service. So manager who pays the salary, the occupier of place of work, legal representative of deceased owner, any government of Malaysia, and the local authority. Kalau intermediate employer, we are talking about your supervisor, branch manager. Kalau dekat fakulti kita ada dekan or dean. So an employee under the principal employer. So apa dia punya employer ni punya duties? First one is to ensure that SHW of all employees are at the workplace lah, to ensure the safety health of employees at workplace. The second one, their duties is to provide and maintain safe system of works. Maknanya dia kena pastikan di tempat kerja dan maintain the safe systems at works. The third one is they need to ensure that all the operation, handling, storage, substances movement, and plants are safe for the employees. Seterusnya, dia need to provide the information, instruction, training, and supervision to ensure that safety and health of employees at work. The fifth one is to ensure and maintain a safe access to and egress from the place of work. Sixth is to provide and maintain safe working environment and adequate facilities for their welfare at work. Yang ketujuh, they all need to formulate the safe and health policy. And the eighth is the duty to ensure safety of other person not being his employees at work. Maknanya bukan yang kerja ke tempat dia. Okay, kita sambung lagi. The duties of the employer and self-employed person. Okay, to ensure design, manufacture, imports, supplies, plant or substance that are safe to use. Duty not to charge employees for things relating to OSH implementations. Not to discriminate against employee who may make complaints of OSH matters. Dan dia tak boleh, they need to carry out medical surveillance on cases of illnesses arises from works. And then they need to employ a safety health occupational exclusively for the occupational safe and health matters in organization. They need to establish a the safety and health at place of work if there are 40 or more employees at work. So dia kena establish committee lah. To notify the nearest DOSH. So dia kena identify Department of Safety and Health yang terdekat. Kalau berlakunya accident, berlakunya perkara yang berbahaya dan juga berlakunya keracunan. To provide, maintain a system of communication for OSH matters and complaints. Maknanya dia kena sediakan the way to communicate between the OSH members. Next is to prepare and promote SHW rules and procedures. Yang ke-10 ialah to provide a suitable place for SHC punya komiti untuk mengadakan mesyuarat. Now we move on to this section 16, which is the duty to formulate safety and health policy. So dalam section 6 of the Act shall apply to all the employer and self-employed person except those who carry on an undertaking with not more than 5 employees. Maknanya kalau takat kerja dia kurang dari 5 orang, tak payahlah. So occupational safety and health employers and safety ni dalam exception dalam regulation 1995. So it will be the duty of all the employer or every self-employed person to prepare the safety and health policy, and then as often as may be appropriate, revise a written statement of his general policy with respect to the safety and health at work, and then to bring this statement and any revision of it to notice of all his employees. Now we move on to this section 24. Section 24 ni adalah duty of the employees at work. So employees is basically a person who is employed for wages under the contract of service. So a person which is directly employed by the principal employer, a person who are employed by or through an immediate employer, a person who services are temporary lent, hired, entered into a contract of service, and independent contractor engaged by an employer and any employees at the independent contractor. So apa duties dia ialah they need to take a reasonable care for the safety health of himself and his colleagues. Maknanya dia kena jaga diri dia dan kawan-kawan dia juga. Kena reasonable care. Reasonable care ni macam mana? Maknanya kalau benda yang tak patut buat, jangan dibuat. So those are the reasonable care. To cooperate with his employer on OSH requirement, to wear or use all the times any protective equipment provided by the employer to prevent the risk of his safety and health. And then he or she need to comply with any instruction on occupational safety and health matters, and need to abide to the rules of OSH Act regulations. So if employee contravenes, the penalty imposed is fine not more than 1,000 or 3 months imprisonment. Maknanya boleh didenda kalau tak mengikut peraturan RM1,000 dan juga 3 bulan penjara. So intentionally misuse, abuse, interfere things or PPE ataupun equipment of personal protective equipment, the penalty imposed is fine not more than 20,000. Maknanya you boleh kena penalty up to 20,000 dan juga penjara ataupun penjara 2 tahun. The next section, we are going to talk about the health officer. So it refers to the DOSH officers appointed by the Director General. So SHO, atau Safe Health Officers, supposed to be registered with the DOSH by working in your organisation lah, or the respective organisation. So they are actually the eyes for DOSH department. So a normal executive who is given the responsibility for OSH matters, HR or training officers that acts as the safety health officers. Alah, tak dibuka pula. So apa dia punya duties? So this is we look into the OSH punya regulation 1997. So what they need to do is to advise their employer on the safe health at work matters and action at the place of work. So they also need to conduct an inspection at their workplace, conduct inspection on their machines, plants, equipment, substance pertaining to SHW, investigate any accident, near miss ni kemalangan yang hampir-hampir berlaku, dangerous occurrence, berlakunya sebarang bahaya, and juga occupational diseases, maknanya berlaku sebarang menyebabkan penularan penyakit. So the fourth duties of the SHO is to assist employer and SHC on formulating OSH program at place of work. Maknanya dia kena formulate program lah khas untuk keselamatan dan kesihatan. So dia also the secretary of the Safety and Health Committee. They need to assist the Safety and Health Committee in inspection of place of work and review its effectiveness and efficacy of action takes. Then the next duty is to collect, analyze, and maintain the statistics of any accidents near miss, to assist DOSH officer in visit. So basically DOSH akan datang visit, officer DOSH ni akan datang, dan di safety health officer ni yang akan bawa lah DOSH punya officers to carry out instruction made by his employer on OSH matters, and the last his duty is to submit a monthly report to the employer. Now, sambung lagi section 29, health officer. Okay, now we look into the powers of SH, safety health officer. First one is to administer oaths and affirmation in court or conduct inquiry. So dia yang akan mengambil tugas-tugas administratif, baik dari sudut akad sumpah dan juga soal jawab di mahkamah. Second is power to prohibit the use of plant substance. So dia ada kuasa nak menghalang penggunaan kilang ataupun bahan-bahan berbahaya. The power to examine witnesses. Ada boleh jadi untuk memeriksa ataupun menyoal jawab saksi. To make examination and investigation of any plant. Plant ni I think is di kilang lah. Substance, bahan-bahan berbahaya. Article, maknanya dokumen-dokumen dalam organisation in pursuant to his act, to this act. And then fifth, SSO atau officer bertanggungjawab dalam to make measurement, buat ukuran tempat kejadian, ambil gambar, ambil video sebagainya. And then the sixth one is to take sample of any article, substance at workplace. Maknanya dia boleh ambil sebarang bukti-bukti ataupun bahan-bahan yang ada di tempat kerja. Instruct any person to be medically examined for certain jobs. Maknanya dia boleh mengarahkan orang untuk pergi membuat medical examination jikalau sesuatu tugas yang khas ya. Enter into premises with or without search warrants and power to seize. Maknanya hebat ya, dia boleh masuk dalam mana-mana premises, tak perlu warrant, senang ceritanya, dan juga dia boleh ada kuasa untuk membuat penahanan. Power to forceful entry and service and occupier of signed copy of list of things seized from premises. So dia boleh paksa untuk masuk dan juga mengambil, merampas, buat perampasan lah. Okay, now we look into the class or description of industries required to employ. So bila kita nak gunakan safety health officer ni satu, any bidding operation where the total contract price of the project exceed 2 juta ringgit kena ada. Any work engineering construction where the total contract price of the project exceed 20 million ringgit. Okey, mana yang melebihi 20 juta ringgit untuk engineering construction dia memerlukan CSHO. Any shipbuilding employing at peak of the work more than 100 employees. Kalau dalam pembuatan kapal, tadi kapal tu dalam atas laut, ini buat kapal, maknanya pembinaan kapal yang ada 200 orang, dia memerlukan seorang safety health officer. Mana-mana yang D ialah mana-mana gas processing activity ataupun petrochemical industry yang ada more than 100 employees. E ialah any chemical or allied industry employing more than 100 employees. F is any boiler or pressure vessel manufacturing activity employing more than 100 employees. Any metal industry where there is scanning, stamping and blanking or sharing or bending operation and employing more than 100 employees. Any wood working industry where there is cutting or sawing or planing or molding or sanding or peeling or any combination of the above and employing more than 100 employees. Cement manufacturer and any other manufacturing activity which is specified in the ada paragraph F2 I ni, you boleh rujuk nanti dalam akta tu ya. Tapi more than 500 employees. So banyak yang beratus-ratus, you perlu ada safety health officers. Okay, now section 30 we are talking about the establishment atau establishing of safety and health committee at your workplace. So section 30 of the act, every employer shall establish a safety health committee at place of work if there are 40 or more employees. So kalau you dah ada 40 orang ke atas, you bolehlah wujudkan you punya komiti sendiri, committee of your safety and health. Ataupun bila Director General directs satu organisation untuk mengadakan safety health committee. DG ni merujuk pada DOSH punya DG lah. So basically ini adalah the figure of SAC organization chart needed in your company. So it begin with the chairman, one top management staff are needed, and then this is usually need to be the officers ataupun safety and health managers, and then it will be represented by the employer, and also we have the employee representative. So dalam employer we have managers, tak kira daripada human resource, quality department, production department ataupun store department. Dan usually dalam representative we have of employees, we have supervisors, technicians and staff from all these 4 department. Ini 4 department biasa yang ada dalam manufacturer lah. So apa function yang ada pada Safety and Health Committee? Ada 14 tu. Assist the development of safety and health rules and safe system at work. Maknanya dia memastikan perwujudan safety and health rules dan juga sistem di tempat kerja. Seterusnya tugas mereka ialah review the effectiveness of safety and health program. So ada program yang diadakan, contohnya fire drill dan sebagainya, they will be reviewing the effectiveness. And then the next one is carry out studies on trends of accidents, near miss, dangerous occurrence, occupational diseases. Maknanya dia perlu menyemak semula bagaimana keadaan trend-trend kemalangan near miss dan juga bahaya yang berlaku di tempat kerja. Yang keempat ialah review safety and health policies. Maknanya kena selalu review the policies dan buat recommendation to employer. Fifth, inspect the place of work at least once in 3 months. Maknanya setiap 3 bulan sekali perlu membuat pemeriksaan tempat kerja. And then the sixth function is to discuss observation made in inspections. Maknanya tadi dia buat inspection sebulan, dalam 3 bulan sekali tu dia akan discuss apa yang dia dah jumpa sepanjang perubahan yang ada, kalau ada, and make recommendation to employer on action place. jikalau ada apa-apa yang perlu dimaklumkan kepada employer, dan employer perlu mengambil tindakan. Yang ke-8 ialah inspect the place of work soon as any accident ataupun berlakunya near miss. Maknanya jikalau satu, bila ada berlaku kemalangan, memang dia kena cepat-cepat buat inspection, dan juga jikalau ada berlaku near miss ataupun hampir berlaku kemalangan, juga perlu melakukan inspection. Jadi the Safety and Health Committee are also responsible to keep a copy of OSH report for period of 7 years. So they need to have the records of every occupational safety and health dalam tempoh 7 tahun. Yang ke-10 ialah to assist employer in any safety and health program and tasks. 11, together with employer to prepare and promote safety and health rules. 12 is to conduct safety and health committee meetings dalam setiap 3 bulan. Provide training to employees and employer to provide training to safety and health committees. And to ensure employer make available relevant document and acts. Maknanya tiap-tiap kali audit ke apa, dia kena sentiasa bersedia. Okay, the next one is we're going to talk about the penalties under the OSH Act. So dalam ni penalty dia ada cakap dalam section 19 dan section 23, section 49 dan section 51. Section 19 offense under section yang berkaitan dengan section 15, 16, 17, 18. Section 23 penalty melibatkan dalam section 20 dan 21. Section 49 ialah penalty for failure to comply with notice, and section 51 is the general penalty. So ni adalah section-sectionnya. Section 15, failure of employer to ensure SHW at place of work general duties of employers. Section 16, failure of employer to formulate kena. Failure of employer to protect person other than their employees kena. Failure to occupier of place of work to protect person kena. Jadi semua ni yang 15 ke 18, ini adalah penalty dia, 50,000 dan 2 tahun ataupun kedua-duanya sekali. So failure manufacture plant substances that are safe to use, which is under section 20 to 21. Maknanya talking about the plant substance punya safety lah. So dia punya denda ialah 20,000. So section 28, failure to conduct medical surveillance, 5,000 ataupun 6 bulan penjara. Kalau failure to employ officer dalam section 29, sama juga kena denda 5,000. Kalau tak ada formation of safety and health committee, you kena 5,000. Failure of employer cooperate with DOSH officer kena 10,000 ataupun setahun. Dan yang terakhir ialah failure to comply with improvement ataupun provision notices, you kena 50,000 ataupun kedua-duanya sekali lah, 5 tahun penjara. Betul, tiap-tiap hari RM500. Okay, now we move to the other OSH Act, tapi ni khas untuk Factory and Machinery Act, which is Act 1967. So the objective of this act is to provide for the control of factories with respect to matters relating to safety, health and welfare of persons, the registration and inspection of machinery, and applies only to premises defined within as the factories and construction sites lah. Jadi on top of the OSHA tadi, for those who are having the factory and machinery, dia akan need to comply to this 1967 rules. Sama juga kita tengok part-part dia, which is part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, 5 and 6. Dan juga dia ada juga dalam this act ialah di semua act ada schedule lah. Jadi first schedule dia ni adalah dangerous occurrence, second schedule is about serious bodily injury, and third schedule is notifiable industrial disease. Sekejap. So ni akta dia. Nanti later on you can go through this document to see the contents. Okay. Oh, nak habis dah. Okay, next akta. So tadi ni adalah Factory Machine Act. Jadi dalam tu adalah list-list macam mana machinery, apa jenis-jenis kemalangan yang boleh berlaku. Jadi next one we have the Environmental Quality Act 1974. Ni dokumen dia. So sama juga you go through the content, apa jenis-jenis kilang yang need to adhere to these rules. So panjang ni pun sama juga, about 30 something pages. So basically in short, they have the restriction on pollution of the atmosphere, the restriction on noise pollution, restriction on pollution of the soil, restriction on pollution of inland waters, prohibition of discharge of oil into Malaysian waters, special defences, prohibition of discharge of wastes into Malaysian waters, and 30 is the power to prohibit use of any material or equipment. Maknanya dia lebih kepada cara ataupun undang-undang mengenai pembuangan bahan-bahan lah di udara, noise pollution atau bunyi-bunyi yang dihasilkan di manufacturers, kemudian pencemaran kepada tanah, kepada sungai-sungai, kepada lautan, dan juga penghalang penggunaan material or equipment, okay, yang boleh menyebabkan pencemaran to the environment. So that's all the content for this topic 3. I will see you in the topic 4 later on. So thank you very much for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.